What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Eastside Fly. I'm Eric G, and today we're going to choose to make history and make the playoffs after being 15 games under 500. And why I think that they actually have a solid chance to do this. And what I've been seeing that makes me think that, and kind of what was the change, what I think happened with the team. So we're going to be breaking all that down right here, right now. So let's get into it. And yeah, so let's just look at the team here. A huge, huge change in what we had been seeing. Um, they suddenly went on a 3 game win streak, lost two, and then said, you know what, we're gonna have a huge win streak against a pretty solid Mariners team and a struggling White Sox team. And then recently they've just been playing good ball, been able to consistently have winning records. You are able to sweep the Angels after you took a pretty rough loss to the Tigers. Obviously, this win streak was ended. These losses here, these two to the Athletics, that's not what you want to see. But I think the biggest change that I have seen is the guys that we get back. So you see right here, um, Westberg's 3 hits and Kowser's go-ahead home run spur Orioles 5-1 win over Rays. That was the biggest thing. I'm turning Italian with my damn hand. That was the biggest thing. Like, we didn't have Kowser and Westberg, two guys who are just impactful. Westberg hits lefties and Kowser brings pop. And those two guys came in huge. Before that, you had guys like Kurtzstad in the lineup. And Mateo. And trust me, I love Mateo. He's one of my favorite players. And I think he is one of those guys that can be a difference with the speed on the bases. And I hope we use him later on in the year. But these guys are not guys that are going to create sparks, create rallies, do the big things that need to be done. And that's the difference, is guys like Westberg and Kowser. When you have these guys in a lineup, there's so much depth. Who do you want to throw to? Who do you want to bring up? You know, it's not like, oh, we can just pitch around Gunner and O'Hearn and Mullins. Those are 3 guys, and then we're done. Like, we now have depth to a lineup, and we're putting up more runs. Look at these run totals for these games. We scored 5 runs tonight, 11 against the Angels, 6 to 10 against the Tigers. I was at this game, and I also was at the Father's Day game as well, where we put up 11. So, which means I backed to 5-5 on my record. I'm back to 500 for a game seen. So, you know, we've been putting up more runs. You know, lose 5-4, you put up 7-1, put up 3 here against a really good pitcher. You know, Scooble is Scooble. He owns the Orioles, and that's that. But we're starting to put up some runs, and it's the depth in the lineup. And then when we look at pitching, these guys are starting to look a lot better. Povich is injured right now, and this is the only scare that I have with this team, is that I don't know if Povich's injury is going to be as bad as it seems. Like, right now, he's going to miss a couple of starts, but somebody's going to have to step up. It's going to be next man up kind of thing. But Povich looks better. Kramer looked great tonight. He pitched a fantastic game. He's up to 6 wins. The guy who's been solid, he had a rough outing. But these guys are starting to put it together, not to mention Charlie Morton is back. Like, the pitching is there. And the bullpen has been phenomenal. I mean, phenomenal. And I mean, we have one of the best bullpens in the league. Like, hands down, we have one of the best bullpens in the league. And because of that huge shift, right? We've seen, we have good hitting, we have good pitching. We can go to the full standings and see what's kind of happening, and why I think there's a possibility that we make the playoffs. If this is gonna look, see, full standings, thank you. And this is why I think, if now here's the big part of this. We have to keep this up. We have to keep winning. And you're playing the Yankees next. You have 2 more games against the Rays, which you would love to win, because they're creeping up on first place in the division. Um, and you know that's a problem. That's a problem. So if you can somehow win the next two, and if you somehow take 2 or 3 from a struggling Yankees teams right now, they just got shut out for the third game in a row. All of a sudden, you're in the wild card. Now, I said we were going to win the division, and we 11 out. But also, we were 11 out of the damn wild card, and we've creeped back to 5.5. So let's look at the wild card standings. We are 6 games out right now. I'm sorry. We were 5.5. 6 games out of the wild card. Um, and I think the reason I think it's possible is because all of these teams right here, all of these teams in front of us, are going to have some pretty difficult. I'm sorry, I highlighted the Athletics of my White Sox. I'm sorry, that's offensive. That's offensive. All of these teams in front of us are beatable. Like the crushing part is like, and we also haven't played them necessarily. The crushing part is that we got swept by the Twins. We played them when they were at their peak and we were at our lowest, and so they swept us. And that's the rough part. But everybody else we have in front of us, right? It's kind of crazy to think of this, but we swept the Mariners. We took 2 or 3 from the Guardians. We played the Red Sox. I think they have a game on us. We still play them down the line. I think we played the Rangers down the line. We just swept the Angels, and then Kansas City was another one where it feels like, man, you really kind of blew that because you lost games to them early in the season, but everybody in front of us is ahead of us, and so you can play that catch-up game by winning. And I just think that we are the most rounded. I feel like us and Cleveland really. I think it's going to come down to the end of the season, us and Cleveland and the Red Sox. I think that's going to be what it is for this wild card spot because we look like the most rounded team. And we played the Angels when they were hot and shut them down, and somehow swept them. The Athletics are behind us. We dropped 2-3 to them, but everybody's in front of us, right? You can kind of see everything in front of you, so you have the blueprint on paper. So you just have to go and execute, and they have to just keep doing well and keep winning games and stay in it. I mean, you're 72 games into a 162 game season, so there's still 80 plus games to be played. Like at the end of the day, you need to just keep winning and keep it on. It's just how it goes. Nobody really is out of reach. Everybody is within 10 games. Really, the Tigers is a runaway. Um, and like the division is 11 out, and we could have a terrible, terrible collapse in the division, and all of a sudden the division is wide open. I mean, baseball this year has been so crazy, and to have such a terrible start and be 6 games out of the wild card is just insanity. Um, it doesn't make any sense. It's like probably the most shocking baseball season I've witnessed. Everything is all over the place, and you really don't know what you can do. Like you can't predict anything. I came out saying the Orioles were going to be a World Series favorite at the beginning of the season, and they came out and played terrible. Charlie Morton cost us 7 games. If you literally take away Charlie Morton's 7 losses, we're literally right with Boston, right with all those other teams. But I think it just goes to show that they need to start playing some good ball, and they have been. And if they can keep that up, they're gonna make history. And it's just that's just that. If they keep playing like this, everything is clicking, everybody's doing their part as they should. You're gonna go on and win a lot of games. So it's just I'm glad we got those guys back. They're a fun team to watch. If you're an Oriole fan, man, go to the stadium, support. We had a good crowd on Father's Day. It was a fantastic, awesome time at Game of Yards. Got to beat over my dad. We won 11-2, obviously. Went on Wednesday. It was fantastic last Wednesday. And yeah, just go to the park, man. Flood the stands because we need to be loyal to this team. When they suck, you go out, you go let your opinion be heard. And now that they're on doing good. Go out, support. You're gonna see some good baseball. We got one of the best defensive outfields. We got a great defense. But everything is clicking. The whole team looks like a team. So I'm really excited to see where this goes from here. But if you think I'm delusional, let me know in the comments. If you think this motherfucker don't know what he's talking about because he young as hell and he only been watching sports for a couple of years, let me know in the comments. Um, Let me know who you think is gonna end up getting a wild card, who the wild card spots are gonna be, who you think the division winners are gonna be. Because as you saw, there's a lot of close races on that standing, not just in the American League and National League too. So who do you think the best team in baseball is gonna be? Let me know all of that down below. Like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram for more Baltimore sports content at Eastside Fly. Appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.